Bonsoir et bienvenue au Club des explorateurs de l'imaginaire ludique. Le Festival des Utopiales, dédié à l'imaginaire sous toutes ses formes, se tenait en novembre dernier à Nantes. À cette occasion, nous avons eu la grande chance et le grand honneur de pouvoir rencontrer un grand monsieur de la fantaisie. Cet entretien ne parle pas spécifiquement du jeu de rôle, mais l'œuvre de ce conteur sans égal a inspiré et continue d'inspirer quantité d'univers ludiques et littéraires. Cet auteur mythique, c'est celui de Mother London, Gloriana, Hawkmoon, Jerry Cornelius, Les Danseurs de la Fin des Temps et bien sûr Elric de Melniboné, j'ai nommé Michael Moorcock.
The fantasy books, I mean, I'm still fond of Elric. I still write Elric stories, but they're very easy for me to write, and so it's as a result, I tend not to value them, if you know what I mean. I don't simply because I can do them so easily. In fact, all of my fantasy I wrote very quickly and easily. I wrote almost all of them in 3 days. Between 3 to 6 days each. So you know that you don't tend to think very much of what you can do that easily, if you know what I mean. But at the same time, I still take them seriously. I still try to make them, you know, good books. But that's so. My favourites would be probably Mother London is my absolute favourite because it's a happy book and the Piat books are not happy books. I mean, the Holocaust is not a happy subject. But Mother London, it's a celebration of my home city, you know. So that's probably my overall favourite. Some of the people there were just sort of see time as a kind of really as a space, as a form of space, as being a kind of a linear thing, whereas I've never seen it like that. And with recent developments in physics, which are really metaphysics anyway, I mean, there's not a lot of difference. I have this idea of radiant time, which is if everything goes back to a black hole and then comes out again. This is a sort of notion of the multiverse, but so that if everything is drawn back into a black hole to maximum density, then it explodes again into another creation. And I'm just about, I'll probably be dead before I get this properly worked out in my head. But I've begun to understand time. Not necessarily in any way as linear. I mean, I'm not even playing with cyclic time, which is really just another form of linear time. It just goes around like that. But of the way that possibly, with our own minds, we create linear time, because it's the only way we can actually continue to exist and you know and move. So you know, yes, I mean, I'm fascinated by time, but time has to do with identity, and time, you know, time and identity were always my chief interests in science fiction, anyway. The old story is you write what you can't find. I mean, if you read everything that you can find, and then when there's nothing left to read, you start writing it. It's all you can do. I still do that. I mean, if I feel like I want to read a particular kind of story, and I can't find it, then I'll find myself actually just writing it out. I mean, I did this 2 nights ago. Started writing another story that I didn't expect to, but I really wanted to read it. I didn't want to sit there working. I wanted to sit there, you know, relaxing. So it's just frustration at not finding what you want to read, and which is very common. Terry Pratchett said that a genre is like a great big pot, and you take some out, but you also put some in. And I feel that some people don't put very much in. You know, they take more out than they put in. And obviously I have influences of there are all sorts of people influenced me and came to create Elric. The very character I stole from a detective series that I liked as a boy. An old pulp magazine detective. The guy was called Zenith the Albino, and I took his character complete, really. Well, I developed it, and of course he didn't have a soul-drinking sword. But so you know, I don't claim total originality. That would be stupid because there's no such thing really. But I feel some of the things got a little bit close, and when they take my titles as well as my character, I tend to get a little bit irritated. There are one or two authors who I won't name, who tell me, you know, that I'm their hero, and I'm thinking, okay, you know, but I think maybe you should do a little more of your own work than just taking mine. But it happens, you know. It's natural for it to happen, and I'm sure there are authors out there who are irritated because I took something from them. I don't like the idea of death. I don't mind personally dying. I mean, well, I better not. I mean, it's inevitable. But the idea of everything, life, ceasing to exist, I really don't like that idea at all. I mean, it's just I love it so much, you know, the whole of life. And if there's one reason for being immortal, it's so that I could satisfy my curiosity about everything, you know. It would be wonderful to be able to explore every single part of the world. And I don't really care about the universe, you know, as long as I can explore the world and just meet different kinds of people. I really do just like being alive, you know. And so everything else comes out of that. There are sort of philosophical ideas, but really there's no philosophy really involved in it. It's just liking it here, you know. I really do like it here, in spite of everything that's horrible, everything that's terrifying. It's still, you know, it's still something I want to know about.
Un grand merci à Michael et Linda Moorcock pour leur gentillesse et leur disponibilité, et à Xavier Fayet et au staff des Utopiales qui ont rendu cet entretien possible. Une partie des images ayant servi à illustrer cette émission provient du jeu Mournblade, un nouveau jeu de rôle basé sur le cycle d'Elric qui vient de paraître aux éditions des Sombres Projets. On aura l'occasion d'en reparler bientôt dans un des 6. Quant à moi, je vous dis à dans 2 semaines, et d'ici là, jouez bien!